me. I can tell you miss me. Send likes. Get that likes moving. Can y'all hear me fine? Yes, I'm sorry. Is that blush? No, I'm just cute. Oh my. That blush? Tell me more. No. It's just me being slay. Hi. How are we? Are we doing well? Okay. Okay, 70 people on here. If we could send likes, it could go up more. Per face guard, yas. Will find as hell. Thank you. Love to see it. Love to see it. All my homies love hot people. Okay. Gonna go live on YouTube as well. Let's just close all my personal tabs. There we go. Can I multi-stream? Oh my god. Can I multi-stream? Apply for live permission. Guys, this is game changer. Apply for live. Oh my. Anyway, I need to do that at some point. I'm not going to do it right now, but I'll do it at some point. Okay, confirm we go live. What am I drinking? I'm drinking like Tesco brand cola. Yeah, Tesco brand cola, baby. My first stream. Why am I drinking Tesco brand cola, you ask? Because everything else is being boycotted. The sweater looks great. Thank you, I got it in Malta. Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? I love it. I love it. Yeah. I went to this kilo sale in Malta and I got this. Are you concerned about birth rates? No. Why would I be concerned about birth rates? Okay. I'm half Maltese and I've always wanted to go. It's great. I really enjoyed it. Bit of a party island. I really enjoyed it. Okay. I have Aldi brand cola earlier, closest I've had to the, yeah. How are the Oxford protests going? Good. That's as much as I'm going to say. But yeah, if you're in Oxford, pull up the protests, you might see me. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. You don't know. Do I go to those? I don't know. Who's asking? The Home Office? Who's to say? Home Office, guys, for the Home Office's information, I don't go to those protests. So when I apply for my graduate visa, you know, no, naughty. Do you think it'll gain traction in the UK? Maybe. Ireland looking to send asylum seekers back to the UK. What? UK Prime Minister says it's evidence that his plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda is acting as a deterrent. Interesting. I had a really, really rough time in a synagogue today, and I want to thank you for spreading awareness. What? I do live in the UK. Yeah, I live in the UK. Anyway, send a guest request if you disagree with me. Send likes if you agree with me or disagree with me, but are too chicken shit to come up. Eugenics on steroids, the toxic and contested legacy of Oxford's Future of Humanity institution. Damn, that's bad. Eugenics on steroids is crazy. Ivy League colleges silencing their professors, arresting their professors. Insane takes. Anyway. How long have I been in the UK? I've been in the UK for about a year and a half. 2 years now. Pretty close. No, not really. I came a year and a half. My synagogue is full of Zionists, and they were all attacking me because I'm not a Zionist. That's horrendous. I'm sorry about that. Not in My Name is a great organization. Yeah, Jewish Voices for Peace is a really good organization. I live in Yorkshire. I've never been to Yorkshire. Some of my friends live in Yorkshire. So thank you so much, Amelia. That means a lot. Always good to hear from anti-Zionist Jews. I have a deep respect for the Jewish tradition, so I'm very I'm very pleased that there are anti-Zionist Jews in this world. Hope you're having a great stream. Thank you so much. What's agnostic atheist? So I observe that there's no evidence for a God, and therefore I don't believe in one. 8 people watching on YouTube. Very, very cool. Thank you. Oh, lol. Anyway. Taylor Swift new album is blasphemous and mocks God. Christian leaders outrage. Guys, I want to see what they're mad about now. Thank you so much. Why am I on more? Because my TikTok hasn't been taken down. Ugh. But guys, it looks like I'm just gonna get no viewership today. I think that the TikTok gods have decided that for me. So Jill Stein did get arrested, which is insane. Holy shit. Look at these ads, like Daily Mail, get your ish together. Oh my goodness. They're going to say there are like single mothers in the area at this point. My God. Wait, guys, what do you mean Palestine doesn't support this? Palestine is not it's not like a together polity. Are you talking about the PA? Because the PA does support gay people domestically. So I don't know what you're talking about. The PA would be the only organization you could point to, and the PA is in close connection with Israel. They do. They do. If you think boom, there's a significant legal divide between the West Bank and Gaza Strip, the former having more progressive laws and the latter having more conservative laws. Wild, who would have thought that the thing organized by a terrorist group is this? Anyway, I hear it from all sides and it's a mess law. How are human rights controversial? Right? Can you vote in the UK election? No. My friend can, though. Am I Jewish? No. I mean, I have Jewish ancestry, but I'm not Jewish. How do you feel about pro-lifers as causal? Causal's objectively wrong. Agnostic atheist isn't a thing. Yes, it is. You know, like this is light shit. You look like a girl that's into girls and drive a Subaru. Hot. As long as I'm not Ellen, I'd love to be a lesbian. Doesn't have a choice means we don't have to agree on anything. What? It's giving model. Thank you. It's also giving like, wait, do y'all want to see? Guys, okay, so I use the smooth filter, but guys, that's me without the smooth filter, and that's me with it. This is like the best my skin has looked in like, this is without the thing. What? It's the best my skin has looked in like forever. In fairness, I'm finally using like skincare things. So like they're working. Slay. I'm like actually such a cuck for them. Thank you. Anyway. I'm just curious, what's your reasoning for the Israeli take? I mean, they're human rights violations. I don't wear makeup. I don't think it's a good habit to get into, in my view. So if I can avoid I think there's a lot of social pressure to wear makeup for women, and I'm really, really happy that I don't have that social pressure, because it would suck. So I don't want to promote my skincare routine because I realize some of the skincare routine that I'm using is boycotted. So I'm not going to go in my skincare routine, and I'm going to try and find healthy products for it. But yeah. What does the Quran think about you? Maybe you should learn. Guys, if you don't think I know, God, anyone that's you don't know religion, you're just wrong. Come and talk to me on religion. I am not the most educated person in the world. Stop slurping, stop watching. What if you calm down?
I'm a conservative Christian. I love America. So I would like to debate any one of these. Uh,
You're a
it would be
conservative
fine with
Christian
me.
and you love America. Intriguing. We
Yes.
will have a lot to disagree on. Fascinating. We can talk about generally conservatism. Like, why do you consider yourself like? Why do you love America? What do you love about America?
Well, I love how America's supposed to be. Let's put it like that. I don't like what America has turned into after the 50s.
After the 50s.
Yes.
Sorry. Civil. So like. So like following the Civil Rights Act being passed in 1964.
Yes, I think that that was detrimental to people of color and society as a whole.
You think the Civil Rights Act was detrimental to people of color? Explain that one to me.
Not okay. Yeah, let me clarify. Not the civil rights. I won't say that.
That
The
would be
welfare
lying.
state that accompanied that, because I don't
The
mind people
welfare state
being
following.
equal.
Wait, sorry. You think welfare states have increased following 1960s?
No, I think that the welfare state has destabilized the American family, especially those of people of color.
You ever hear what happened in the 30s?
Mm-mm. What happened? You talking about the
Like,
Great
like the
Depression?
New Deal?
The Great Depression?
The 30s and 40s, the New Deal,
The New Deal?
right?
No.
Yeah. One of the largest expansions of the American welfare state ever seen. Direct socialism and massive investment in public works. You know,
Do what now? Sorry. I'm sorry.
you don't. Did you get a call or did you?
Yeah, I did. I said I'm sorry.
Okay. Um, so like the New Deal was one of the largest expansions of the welfare state we've ever seen. One of the largest
Hmm.
governmental expansions of like economic investment we have ever seen.
Hmm.
So it's weird to
Hmm.
look at the 50s and 60s where we actually saw a massive decrease in the welfare state, and
Hmm.
it moved like towards Thatcherism, where we moved
Hmm.
away from welfare as something detrimental at all. What history? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I definitely think that America's better off. I think the 50s were the pinnacle of America, or of the world for that matter, for any country. Um, and so everything after that has preceded us to be where we are today, which is a lot worse off. If you look at our cities, if you look at our society, if you look at our culture,
True.
it seems like now it just has dissolved into this nihilistic third world shithole kind of deal. Like, especially if you go to the progressive Democrat cities and stuff like that.
So net poverty rates, have they gone up or down?
I'm not sure.
Down by a whole lot worldwide, quite largely.
Hmm.
So I'm confused.
Yeah.
Life expectancy has increased,
Right.
net poverty has decreased, satiation and starvation have massively dropped in America and across the world, right? Especially if you look at places like China, like the developing global South. We have a lot of places that are getting notably better. What do you mean it's gotten worse? Like by what
Well, I'm
metric has
sure
it gotten worse?
capitalism
Like it
has
makes
benefited us
does it
all
make
in
you
some.
feel like does it make you feel worse? Is this like a feeling or is this like something that you've observed and is actual fact? Like you
Right.
weren't alive during
Yes.
the 50s. So this isn't based on
So
like personal
so
observation. It must be based off research. What research?
right. It was based on the research of how many people in homes were together. As far as in the 50s, 80% of the black family, especially, were together. Now is detrimental. It's like only like I think like 35%, something like that, or uh, two family households, and that has led. It's like a snowball effect, and the welfare
Hasn't led to
state
more poverty.
has contributed to that massively. And the civil rights movement has nothing been just putting black people back on a political plantation. all of the great civil rights leaders have moved to these inner cities like Baltimore, New Orleans, Detroit. Now look at them. They're completely impoverished. They're crime ridden. They're full of open drug
Okay, wait,
scenes.
I'm gonna stop you there. I'm gonna stop you there.
And it's just,
No, I'm gonna stop you there. First of all, just because like that is wild and may threaten our accounts. But okay, on base level, why is single parentedness a bad thing? By and large, because it's correlated to poverty, right? And criminality.
no, by and large, because it's the child needs both a loving mother and a father figure
To what
in
extent?
order to,
Why? What do you mean by needs?
because that's what it takes in order to raise a child
These
effectively.
are meaningless statements. So you're not pointing to anything other than like your feelings. I would agree that single parentedness is a bad thing because because it makes poverty more likely. And because it increases criminality. It's correlated to criminality and poverty. That's
Yeah,
a bad
but the
thing.
main thing is they have no father figure in which to draw, morality from, somebody to keep them straight, someone to be there and straighten
Why
them
is
up,
this a
get them to
bad
school.
thing?
Because
Like
anything
materially.
apart, do what now?
Materially. Like I need you to point to materially why this is a bad thing. Because first of all, I disagree. They have plenty of figures in the media, in their communities, in their extended family to look up to, right? You can
I
learn and have
disagree.
figures to learn. They can get morality from any number of places,
I
right?
disagree.
Everyone learns some form of moral. You don't think they have media?
No, they have hip hop, which is nothing but vulgar, ill-gotten, materialistic, nasty, just nasty shit, and that's what they
Once
look
again,
up to.
all you're doing, you're just stating feelings.
No, I'm
That's
telling you
fine.
their
That's fine.
culture.
No, but your state. Okay, okay. What is the largest contributor to black single-parented households?
I have no idea
Why are you talking about it then?
because I can see the effects of it.
But wait, no. In order to know effect, you need to know a cause.
Right.
And you're saying you don't know the cause?
Yeah, the cause for single parent, or the cause for the people being highly incarcerated and not doing good in education and not being a benefit to society, the main cause is they don't have a father in the home to help.
Why? Sorry, but this is circular. I asked you what is the leading cause of fatherlessness? It's
Probably welfare. They would
No,
rather
why
get the
wait, why
money
would
from the
welfare?
government than they would
Welfare
have a father
sorry.
in the home.
If you don't pay alimony, you don't get access to welfare. No, if you don't pay child support, you don't get access to welfare, right?
No, that's
Like
not true.
welfare is directly no, it is like
No, it's not.
in a huge. It's not best enforced, but in a huge amount of places, yes, it is.
No,
That
it's
is one of
not.
the first things they cut off. I mean, you can just say "nuh-uh" if that wants to be your argument. That's fine,
Okay, I
right?
will.
But the point is one of the largest leading causes of black fatherlessness is the government throwing them in jail. By and
For doing what?
by and large on non-violent drug offenses. So if you want to talk about things that are causing black fatherlessness in this country, it's by and large going to be the war on drugs.
I agree. Joe Biden wrote the
The
laws.
war on
Kamala
drugs
Harris
do you
enforced the
disagree that the
laws.
war on drugs was an explicitly racist action by the federal government and continues to be?
Yeah, well, they didn't have to smoke crack. They didn't have to
No,
sell that
I'm
shit.
asking the war on drugs. So the Nixon's, I believe it was Nixon's direct assistant, maybe Secretary of State. There's a direct quote from him saying that the goal of the war on drugs was to throw black people and hippies in jail. Because they couldn't arrest their leaders, they couldn't without an excuse. But if they could correlate crack with black people and marijuana with hippies, they could disrupt their communities, arrest their leaders, and work against the revolutionary tendencies of those communities.
Well, I don't
They
think they should
said
have.
it was to target black people. So
Yeah.
you're going to say it's right out of the horse's mouth. How can you defend this policy, which is explicitly racist?
What policy?
The war on drugs. The war on drugs is a
I'm not
racialized-
defending the policy of war on drugs.
Okay, so do you agree with the war on drugs?
Do I agree with the war on drugs? No, I don't think there should be a government which supplies drugs to the people in order to lock them up. No.
Okay,
I think that's
then you
corrupt.
would agree that
And
a huge portion of black fatherlessness is not cultural, but it primarily has to do with this explicitly racialized and racially motivated policy that the federal government implemented to destabilize black communities.
They didn't have to play into that hands. They could have been smarter. But I want to say this. Joe Biden wrote those racist laws and Kamala Harris
I
enforced
don't
them.
like Joe Biden. I don't like
I'm just
Kamala
telling
Harris.
you.
I don't wait. First of
So,
all, don't like either of them. Second of all, I agree they're shitty. Third of all, it doesn't mean that you have to be reactionary conservative. Just
do
because
you
Joe
believe the
Biden bad
elections
does
are free and
just
fair?
because just because Joe Biden bad doesn't mean Trump good.
Oh, I
Okay.
agree.
Okay, so this is irrelevant. I'm asking you why you're a political conservative. I'm not a liberal. I don't like
Right.
Joe. Do I think the elections were free and fair? All the data we have on that shows that basically any fraud. So I lived in one of the few counties where there, or one of the few states where there was actually fraud, right? There was ballot harvesting, which got, I believe, the government gubernatorial. It was either gubernatorial or it was House of Rep. Elector persecuted and his election recused. That was actual ballot harvesting that actually went through the courts and was actually found to be election fraud. Do you know what party did that?
I have no idea.
The Republicans. He was a Republican candidate
Right.
and he was prosecuted and he admitted
Right.
to doing it. That is
Right.
one of the only times in the 2016 or 2020 election cycle that any election fraud was actually happened, was actually
That's
proven.
kind of
And
suspect.
it was suspect he admitted to doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
And
That's
we
still
know he did
suspect
it.
as hell.
So it is one of the only times that has ever happened. It was done by Republicans. So
I
literally
don't believe that's the only time. That
all the
might have
data
been the
that we
only
have,
kind that got prosecuted, but I'm not sure. We don't have the evidence for that, so I
you have
can't
nothing.
say.
If you have nothing, there's no reason to speak.
Right.
But I
So as
so
far
do I
as
think it's free and fair? Yes. On all the data, there was next. It was one of the most free and fair elections that America has ever held due to implementation of new technology that ensured it. And in the very few cases that actual fraud was, where there was evidence for actual fraud, it by and large benefited Republicans. Jerry,
can I ask you something? Do you think America goes into these poor countries, these communist socialist countries, and interferes with their elections to get people
of
they
course they
want?
do.
And you don't think they would do it at home?
But who's they?
The elite, the ones who do that stuff.
Well, the U.S. government. So, what do you mean the U.S. government interferes with its own election?
Right, in order to get the
What? But
puppets they need
who?
in order to, like, for example, if someone who was like Donald Trump, who was not raised in the politician world and who
He
is
wasn't
not bought
raised
and
in the
paid
politician
for,
world. He was
like,
raised by a
he can't get
multi-millionaire.
anywhere close to Washington again because
He
he's
is
not a
a
part
New
of their
York elite.
establishment.
He
He
is
just
the New
shined the
York
light
elite.
and showed the world this swamp that is behind the
One
government and
second.
how.
Let's stop reiterating like just basic talking points. Donald Trump is a part of the elite. He was born in a multi-million dollar family to a real estate mogul. He
Yeah, I
is the
don't care
elite.
about the
Yes.
elite. I
Do you
care
know where he
about
went
the
to school?
globalists that controlled America, who
Doesn't
are
Trump
able to
own a
take
multi
and
doesn't Trump
control the
own a multinational
politicians on
corporation?
both sides of the aisle.
Doesn't Trump own a multinational corporation?
I guess. I don't know.
Bro, what are you
Right.
talking about? No, no,
But
no. So
he's
like
not
so,
part of the WHO, the globalists that want to come in and destroy America,
what do
which
you
has
mean?
been
What does this
happening under
mean? How is
Biden
okay?
and other Republican presidents as well. I've watched it underneath Bush, Clinton, Obama,
So
and
basically
now
I want to
Biden, and
I want to be able to have an actual discussion
it's
about
just like
actual things. I want to be able to have an actual discussion about actual things that are
okay,
actual
sorry.
material.
So can I talk about
But
pro-choice?
this is not material.
Can I
Right.
talk about
And I
pro-choice?
really like it really makes it very fundamentally difficult. I don't think you're aligned with reality. We can talk about abortion if you want, but
Right.
there seems to be a disconnect between how you think in reality. It seems to be by and large you're repeating right-wing talking points because they feel good.
I'm
And
just showing you
I'm
what the
really
world is reflecting. I'm sorry.
no, wait,
Um,
but
but
I'd be really interested in deconstructing some of those points.
right.
Um, they just need to be made one at a time. So we can start with abortion. That's fine.
Okay.
Um,
I'm I'm
what's your
I'm
take?
pro-abortion because as a fundamentalist Christian, I believe that God uses abortion to better the future by getting the people that he or that don't like him out of the way. For example, most of the people who are pro-choice, they are anti-God, and so
That's
it's
statistically not true.
well, I believe so.
And
Um,
wait, sorry, you're wrong.
right. Do you support abortion?
Do I so in what capacity? First of all, a majority of pro-choice people in America are Christian.
Pro-choice?
Yep, a majority of pro-choice people
I
are
don't believe that
considered.
whatsoever.
I mean, you're just wrong.
Well, I
That's
haven't
fine.
seen.
You can
I
not
mean, I
believe
just
it.
don't
I mean,
believe you.
okay. Religious makeup of pro-choice America. I
Right.
believe there was a Pew. Boom. Wow, look at that. Okay, so 53% of adults who say abortion should be legal in most cases.
All right.
Um,
You didn't read that. You sound kind of cowardish.
what? This is 53%.
53%.
So I'm trying to find the direct statistic.
I bet you are.
Um,
But I'm okay
Yeah,
with
okay.
God,
Belief in,
God
oh,
giving
great.
them.
This is the direct statistic. Pew Research Center, belief in God by views on abortion. Percent of adults who say believe in God, absolute certain. 50% of the portion that believe that abortion should be legal in most cases believe in God, absolutely certain. 24% believe in God fairly certainly, which means that 74% of people who believe that abortion should be legal in all or most cases believe in God either certainly or fairly certainly.
I don't believe in that. I'm sorry.
You don't, okay, I mean, this is
I'm
the
sorry.
thing. It's like, wait, bro, how old are you?
I'm
Just like,
40.
you're 40. So, like, you've gone through the world and you know that, like, you need to, like, base your beliefs on information.
Yeah, I don't base them on Pew Research. I'm sorry.
Okay, like, but the thing is like, if you don't base them off of peer-reviewed, nonpartisan
No, that's
research,
not what that is.
do you know what the Pew Research Center is?
No.
Okay. I know these arguments can feel like they're attacking your identity, but like genuinely, it's important that we have like some form of like, I'm speaking to you about reality and you're speaking to me about reality.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So can you work with me on that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so when we do that, like I suggest a source.
Mhm.
Pew Research Center is a really highly respected political think tank,
Right.
paid for nonpartisanly, and shows this very clearly. It's an overwhelming majority that believe in God,
Okay.
right? Like you can have a feeling that is in
Right.
contradiction of reality. That's
Right.
fine. It's just when new information is provided,
Right.
you should change it. So
Right.
if you still disagree with it, show me where the source is wrong, or
Right.
provide some counter evidence.
Right.
But otherwise, like I don't know why I'm speaking to you if we're not talking about reality.
Right. I agree with what you're saying. I just don't believe in that Pew.
But you don't
Are
get
you
to not
pro
believe in reality. I'm
LGBT?
sorry, you don't get to not believe in reality. So what
Well,
are you
I
talking about?
choose
If
to
it's not,
believe. I
if it's
choose to
not based,
believe.
if it's not based on third-party peer-reviewed data, what is your belief based on?
Well, I can give you an example right now.
No, not
Do
an
you
example. You talked about a majority of Americans who are pro-choice don't believe in God. There's no example that could prove that other than an actual survey of those
Right.
Americans.
And there may be other surveys that discredit that one. I just
So
haven't
provide
seen
me
it.
one.
I would have
Provide
to
me
do
one.
the research. I
But
agree.
wait, so why are you making genuinely,
Mhm.
why are you making claims without knowledge? What is the point of that?
The point is just tell you how I feel.
That's really interesting.
Right.
You're expressing how you feel.
Right.
But when you're expressing how you feel, you need to not state it as fact, because when we
Right.
state something as fact that isn't fact,
Let me give
that's
you an
a
example.
lie.
Are you pro-choice?
I am pro-choice.
Do you believe in God?
No,
There you go.
but that doesn't prove your point.
Hey, ask your audience. Let's do a poll in that.
Why would that be more scientific than Pew Research?
I mean, it would just prove my point.
But it wouldn't.
Well, yeah, yes, it would. It just
Is
shows
my
you
audience representative
that.
of most of America?
Yeah, I don't agree with that research. But can we go
What
on
do
to
you
the
mean
next
you don't even know what the research is? Wait, this is like I feel like I'm speaking to like my lead poisoned grandfather. This is crazy. How do you go through the world if you don't have a basis for
Well,
reality?
you just proved me to be right in my eyes.
Yes, I know, and that's the issue. Is I know that you believe that.
And I guarantee your audience is the same.
But it doesn't.
And I know it doesn't equate to the whole world. I see what you're saying. I totally agree.
So
With
wait,
this,
are you
with this audience and with
you're
you,
40
yes.
years old. You're 40 years old, and you know what looking like facetious looks like.
Yes.
Okay. and you know the point you just made was facetious, right?
No, it was proven. It was proven that maybe you're right
It
about
makes you
the
feel
whole
good.
world,
It makes you feel
but
good.
especially in this world. Let's put it in the TikTok world. Would you agree with that?
I have no data for that.
Right. Would you use this audience and you as an example?
Example of this audience and me, maybe. If you want to say
Okay.
most people in this audience are both
Well,
pro-choice and
I
agnostic
agree
atheists,
because you could be because most of the a majority believes in God. So we would have to take that in consideration, which I did not. Um, being there's not that many agnostic atheists in the world compared to theist or deist. So there's that.
but I feel like we hit something there. Is you do feel like a debate is mainly about expressing your feelings. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Right.
Because for me, no one gives a shit how I feel.
Right. I care.
And there's no point in stating how you feel. There's a really important point in sharing information and
Right.
making arguments that are compelling.
Right.
But like I'm not I kind of care how you feel, but like that's not really the point. So when we talk about this, it becomes very frustrating when and I feel like you know this. Like, do you have kids?
Yes, I have 6
Okay.
children.
Like if you're arguing with kids, like oftentimes you just want to tell them like a thing, like,
Yeah.
hey, we need to do this for this. And like when they are expressing their emotions or when they
Mhm.
are not engaging in that discussion, it becomes very difficult because you're operating on two completely different levels.
Right.
You are trying to express just factual, pragmatic truth that has real direct impact,
Right.
and they are feeling emotions and find that to be the most important
Right.
part.
Could you
Whereas, like,
could
if we're going to move forward, we both need to be able to pragmatically do this. I'm not saying this because I feel it,
right.
and that's why I think a lot of people equivocate. They say, "Well, your opinion's just as valid as mine." No, it's not.
No, I
If
agree with
you're
that.
basing your opinion
I
just based on
agree.
feelings, and I'm basing it based on
It's
facts,
based
mine
on
matters
what
a
you
lot
find on
more.
the internet, right? I understand that. That's fine. You
Based
can
on
find
third-party peer-reviewed
yeah,
data.
yeah, sure. All that fun stuff. Um, but I do agree with you, and I thank you so much for showing me, this is how you get to that. You got this assumption, if you got this feeling, that's fine. You're entitled to your feelings. Let's
You're not
work through
entitled to
it.
your feelings.
Huh?
You're not entitled to your feelings. You're certainly not entitled to stating your feelings.
Okay,
I
so
disagree. I disagree with that concept at all. I don't give a like. Of course, everyone feels things, but no one's
mhm.
entitled to it.
What do you mean? Are you not entitled to your feelings?
I don't know what it would mean to be entitled to my feelings.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a pretty good point. But what I was saying was, you're showing me, hey, if you come with these assumptions, then back it up. Bring some data.
No,
Uh,
don't start with your. I just no. That's not the starting point. Don't start with your assumptions. Start with the data.
the data. Well, does the data show us that over 60% of the people who are gay end up unaliving themselves?
No.
What does it show us? I guarantee you the majority of people who claim to be trans or homosexuality unalive themselves at a very high rate, over 50%.
What your site? Okay. So this is what's funny is like when you don't work with the actual things that you cite, and when you anyway, sorry. You're wrongly referencing something from the Williams Institute School of Law. More than
Oh,
60% of unaliving attempts among LGBTQ people happen within 5 years of realizing they're LGBTQ. So you got a 60%? Not the right statistic, my love.
mm-hmm. So there's ways around the truth. You can manipulate the truth in order to fit your narrative.
Well, no, you read a sentence wrong and I read it correctly.
Oh, okay. So what was the sentence one more time, please?
More than 60% of unaliving attempts among LGBTQ, they don't have T in here,
Mm,
people happen within 5 years of realizing they are LGBTQ.
mm. What are the statistical numbers versus heterosexuals that would show us those differences? Are you able to find that? Like, can you say
Wait, this isn't
this
about
group
differences.
tends
So
to
you want me
unalive
to
themselves at this rate? Because what it seems like is with all these mental trans issues that's happening, you're getting a lot of these school unalivings, and there seems to be a pattern I see happening. Like the last 5 shootings were like manifestos and people being trans and
who's the sorry. Do you know the religious makeup of school unalivers?
no.
There's statistically there's a very particular archetype of people that do that. Young, typically 16 to 18, maybe down to 15. White, angry, Christian waspy men. That is the
No.
most likely. So people middle to wealthy, so not as wealthy as you could be, but like past working class, privileged white Christian men
I
are
disagree with that.
once again, you don't know.
Well, you don't either.
Yes, I do, because I've looked at the data here.
Show me.
Once again, why are you disagreeing?
Because if I
you
take the
don't know?
last 5 school shooters, or for example, in order to be labeled as a multi unaliving, is 4 or more. And more people of color contribute to those than anybody else, not white people.
When we're
And
talking about
secondly,
That's just wrong. Schools, a number of mass shootings in the U.S. between 1982 and December 2023 by school shooters, race or ethnicity. 80, 80 of them white, 26 of them black, 12 of them Latino. White people contribute.
oh
No
yeah,
doubt.
for sure, no doubt. But we can agree they're all mentally ill.
Wait, so it mean, but the thing
The
is
last 5 were done by
when I
trans
present
people.
you with data that contradicts what you said, you don't say, "Oh, I was wrong." You say, "Fine." I need you to, number one, not make claims that you don't know. And number two, when presented with counter evidence, accept the counter evidence unless
Yeah,
you can.
I never said they created the most.
You
I
said
was
that
just saying
you
I
know you
see.
said black people. You said black people contribute more.
Yes,
You are wrong.
yeah, 4 or more
You're
is
no,
what
I mean this
is
is
what
wrong.
mass shootings contribute to.
Once again, you have no data for this, and the data I provided counters that.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't counter it on live, but I definitely would.
What are you referencing? What information are you referencing?
Oh, I was just saying that the last 4 or 5 school shootings I've done by trans mentally ill people. And I'm just starting to see a pattern with mental illness and trans people.
The thing is you're not looking at data. You're looking at like headlines. It's
Well,
actually
no,
like
there's
massively
actually
frustrating.
manifestos.
How do you go like okay, this is getting personal because like
I'm sorry.
you're not I don't know how you reach the age of 40 and still have this mindset. And maybe it happens when you turn 30 or 40. But you're not critically analyzing anything you're saying, and I don't even think you mean the things you're saying.
Well, I've seen the things that I'm saying. I've seen the people. I've seen their names. I've seen their manifestos.
Past 5 school shootings, when like what over 1,000 of those incidents happened in the past year.
What?
Like when we talk about that, we can't pull data from 5 instances.
No, all I was saying is I'm seeing a pattern.
But you can't see a relevant pattern.
Yeah, I can. I can.
You can't.
Yeah, I can. I can see that they're all trans. They're all mentally ill.
But the 5,
they're all anti-Christian.
Sorry, okay.
They're all anti-white. I can see patterns, dude.
You're ignoring the majority of them. You're ignoring the majority of actual school
You're
shootings.
ignoring the truth.
You can't be this. You cannot. You cannot be.
You can't be so obtuse that you can't see that what's going on, especially when they're going and targeting Christian children. And you're going to be like, they're just Christians. No, come on, man.
You want to feel victimized. I understand.
I'm showing you who the victims are, and you're just supporting the perpetrators.
I need you to separate. Okay. A majority of school shooters are white.
You sound like Alex Jones. Listen, these things
I sound like Alex Jones?
Yeah.
A majority of school shooters are white. Do you disagree?
No.
Okay. Are you suggesting that there is a pattern of anti-white school shootings in America?
Yes.
How is that true when a majority of them are white?
Well, you have to look at the last few. Is what I was saying. There was a pattern.
Okay, the last few. Mm-hmm. Why is the last few more relevant? And also, within what time period are you talking?
Well, you would have to look and see what the manifestos were saying, and then you would see.
Sorry, you would have to look.
Well, I already have. That's why I'm saying it.
Okay, so specifically, who are you referencing?
The one in Tennessee.
Tennessee. I'll try and use TikTok friendly language as well, like while I'm anyway. School shooting. 2023 Nashville.
Yeah.
Great. So this is one. You're gonna have to pull up 4 other ones.
Yep. So that's one. And do the rest. And you'll see there's a pattern. The pattern is get rid of white Christians. That seems to be the pattern in America.
This is replacement theory, by the way. You know replacement theory?
Yes, and I see it firsthand at the southern border.
Insane.
You telling me? Have you been to a store lately? Have you
Have I
been?
been to the store?
Have you seen all the brown and black people replacing white people in America?
Okay, so Aiden Hale, Nashville shooter, was white.
Yes, she
First of
was.
all. So she's anti-white?
Yes.
Intriguing.
No, she's anti-Christian. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she was anti-white if she was progressive, leftist type mentality. They're all anti-white.
This is fascinating. Okay. I want to kill you. Sorry, I want to unalive you little. I don't know what this blanked out word is. One page from the manifesto reads, the one you're referencing that has been pushed out here is bunch of little F slurs with your white privilege is
There you go.
FU F slurs.
There
But
you
that's
go.
not, sorry, calling them all F slurs is not progressive.
No, but mentioning their white privilege is.
Okay.
So,
But
thank
this
you.
isn't a huge progressive, like they're not a progressive. They're just crazy.
No, they're
You see the
pretty
distinction here? Is this
parkour
is
for
not
those
progressive.
people.
Saying I'm targeting white queer people.
Yeah. They're pretty par for the course with the woke
Wait, they're
left.
not. Sorry, progressive people don't say the F slur to people and unalive them.
Yes, they do.
They just wait, are progressive people by and large supportive of the LGBTQ community or against it?
Support it.
Okay, and so unaliving them because they're part of it is supporting them?
What now?
I mean, they said a bunch of little F slurs with your white privilege, FU F slurs.
What's the F?
Maybe
Oh,
that's not the F slur. Maybe that's FUCK. Intriguing.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's blocked. I'm intrigued. Okay, so you said there's a pattern. So as I've said, a majority. Let's pull up the manifesto of the Unabomber.
No, that's not the pattern. I was talking
Oh,
about the next.
sorry. That doesn't follow. Let's pull up.
No, I'm talking about mass school shootings.
Okay, let's pull up the manifesto of the Sandy Hook.
Well, that hasn't been part of the pattern.
Yeah, it doesn't
That I'm
fit the
talking
pattern
about here
you're
lately.
suggesting.
Do the last 5 and then let's talk.
Wait, sorry. The Sandy Hook, one of the most deadly shootings in American history, or one of the seminal, highly deadly shootings in this. You don't think it's relevant? What about
I
Columbine?
think it's relevant, but just not to this conversation.
Why?
I was noticing a pattern within the last 5. Within the last 5.
Why are you drawing the line at the last 5?
Because they have been all trans.
Okay, name another one.
The others, you look them up.
I don't. Okay.
And also, mass shootings are 4 and up, and we know that.
Once again, that's a specific definition. It's
Right.
not a universally
I like
accepted
specific
definition.
definitions.
It's not. That's not what. Anyway. Like, why is this? Oh, this is only 2000. 2023. Are we saying? Okay. So the most recent 5, March, April, May, 2024. So the most recent 5, Arlington, Texas. Arlington, Texas, 1 person. Raleigh, a man in his 70s. A woman was shot and unalived. The alleged shooter was a former police officer and her ex-husband. So not trans, not trans, not trans.
Are those school shootings?
So this is the list of school shootings. A student at Bowie High School. That's a school shooting.
Yeah, but that's not a mass shooting. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay. So you're talking about the ones you read in the headlines. So this is 4. Atlanta, Georgia, 2024. Atlanta. Let's see what this one has to say. This one doesn't. I don't think it was widely reported who the.
Well,
Let's
then we
see.
probably know who it was. They wasn't white if it's not reported.
Once again, that is the most explicit bias filling, right? You know
Yeah,
that, right?
it's also honest.
No, it's just whatever data you don't have, you fill
No,
in with
I'm
your own
telling
bias.
you, if you find it, it will be true. They just hate white people. They just want to demonize.
Oh, this was okay. Dion Patterson was
Thank you.
born in Hanover,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Maryland. Okay, Dion Patterson.
Yeah, he
I
sounds
don't
white.
wanna. Dion?
He sounds white, huh?
Does he?
Oh, he's black.
Okay, so your
I
bias
was
filled
being
in
facetious.
something.
I'm
Your
sorry.
bias, yeah, actually do stop.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will stop.
I like.
Will. I'm
Genuinely,
serious. I will. I
I need
promise.
you to be because we're talking
I
about
will.
people dying and you're laughing about it. You're laughing about
No,
yourself
no,
being
I'm
racist.
sorry.
You realize that, right?
He wasn't white.
But you're laughing about yourself being racist.
No, I was laughing about you being wrong. I'm sorry.
But I wasn't wrong.
I'm sure you were. I'm sorry. I was laughing about me being right.
You weren't right.
He's not white.
But you said if it doesn't mention it, it means they're white.
If it doesn't mention it, that means it wasn't white, is what I said.
No, it's not.
They only mention it if they're white
Maybe
people.
it's what you meant. It also, when have they ever said this white man? Like by and large, the exact
All
opposite.
the damn time. Anytime they can. And if they're black,
categorically
they
wrong, but it's
totally
fine.
overlook
Okay,
it.
so Hanover, Maryland. This guy was not looking at it. He made no such claims, and he was not trans. So, two examples. One of them's trans. One of them's not. Let's get up the next one.
How do you? Whoa! What did you just say? He made what?
There's no indication that he was trans.
What was the reason? What was the motive?
It was Dean Patterson, the Johannesburg person who did. Let's see. He was black. So showing the picture. Issued a statement. They typically don't like publish motives because it like motivates these type of things.
Was he a trans man?
No.
Is it how you know?
Because there's no reference to him being trans.
But he could be trans and they just didn't make a reference to it.
Okay. I mean, he could be an alien.
Right.
You could be.
Okay.
Do you have evidence? But when you're saying I'm noticing a pattern, you have to have the data to notice that pattern.
Keep it going, bro. Keep it going, bro.
Wait, but like, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm serious.
Stop.
I thank you for what you're doing.
No one will find it funny. Everyone finds it gross.
Okay.
Like, actually, it is really gross when you think that it's like appropriate to joke about you preaching white supremacist ideology. The replacement theory is a white supremacist ideology.
It's also true. Joe Biden was bragging about it one time. You can look that up too.
Are you a white supremacist?
No.
Then why are you saying white supremacist ideology is true?
Because the replacement is true. We are being replaced.
Sorry.
I can see that in our culture.
Okay,
if you look back in 1950 to the white population, look at it now. Come on now. Just be real. Do your little math. Type it up on your computer. Look at the racial.
This isn't appropriate. So if you actually want us to take these concerns seriously, do you think you acting like a child and bringing them is helping us try and do that? Or does it actually look more like you're engaging with this on a feelings level rather than a logical level? Because if you actually believed that, you'd not be joking right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not joking at all.
So stop.
I'm not
Act like an adult.
I'm not joking. All I'm saying
doing
is
little
you
typey
can clearly see.
Saying for us to do our little math is acting like a child. You are a 40-year-old man.
Right.
Act like it.
Right. But when you definitely can see.
When you're preaching white supremacist ideology, first of all, shouldn't do that anyway.
Well, it's
Second
true.
of all, there is nothing funny about it.
And it's not white supremacy.
If you're going to do it, we're going to have
It's just the truth that white people are being replaced. Look at the
white replacement theory is the suggestion that there is an active concerted political,
Yes,
economic effort
100%.
to get rid of white people. That is categorically wrong.
Yes.
The only effort we actually have is by Republicans to
Hmm.
maintain white populations.
I've never
Do
seen that. I've seen
do
Joe
you know what
Biden
birth
brag
dearth
about
is?
it.
Do you know what birth dearth
I've
is?
seen Joe Biden, but if you look in Europe, you
Shush,
definitely
shush,
see
shush.
it.
Be quiet. Do you know what birth dearth is?
If you look in Europe,
Yeah, oh
you can
my
see
goodness, you're a child. Do you know what birth dearth is?
multiculturalism is killing the West.
You're a child. Please don't act like a child. What do you know what birth dearth is?
No.
Birth dearth was a memo, right? Um, birth dearth is like a phenomena, but birth dearth is also a memo that was referenced that at the beginning of the pro-life movement, saying that if they didn't get rid of abortion quick enough, black people would increase in population sufficiently because by and large at that time white women were getting much more abortions than black people were. It was the explicit active political goal to restrict reproductive freedom to maintain the white population. There is an active goal on the pro-life side and on the conservative evangelical Christian side to maintain the white population at a certain high.
I'm
Boom.
okay with that.
But second of
But
all,
I'm not okay with black
you're okay
people
with that?
having,
You're okay with it?
yes,
You're
yes,
okay
of
with that?
course.
You
Yes.
realize,
What I'm not
sorry,
okay
that is
with
eugenic.
is
That is
that
eugenic.
people, but you know what actually abortion,
Explicitly eugenical.
do you know what abortion actually does? 10 to 15% more people of color use abortion
Now,
than white people.
I'm talking about the past
So
policy.
what did it actually do?
Wait,
It
okay.
actually incentivizes black people to kill their own babies. So is that
So
racist?
so what would be racist is a policy explicitly placed such that black people do this, if that was the goal. But when you have a policy that is explicitly restricting reproductive freedom to maintain who they view as a better race for this country, white people, that is
Yes.
eugenics.
No, no. That's just
What is
saving
okay? What
lives.
is your understanding of eugenics? Let's start there.
That's just saving lives.
They're doing it because they want more white people.
I understand.
Is that
I'm okay
racist?
with that. Are you not
Is it
okay with more white
is it
people?
is it is it racist to actively put a policy in to favor one race having a majority in a country over another?
No.
What is your understanding of racism?
What
What
do you
would be
mean?
racist? Because that is eugenics. So like when we look at through any eugenical leader in the past, 1930s Germany, right? 1930s Italy, Japan, right? In the 30s and 40s, that is what they did. Is they
Right.
affected reproductive freedom,
Hmm.
right? They engaged in active mutilation and
Hmm.
economic harm,
Hmm. That's the
and
trans community.
did a huge series of other things. But basically, when we look at this, they restricted reproductive freedom so that white people would continue to have more children.
I'm okay with that.
I've heard you the first three times you said that racist ass shit.
Okay.
Do you think I
Is it
didn't?
racist for me to want
It's
white people to
racist as
be
hell.
okay?
It's racist as hell for you to
It's
say that.
racist not to want white people to be around, right? If I
I
said it's
never,
racist
sorry,
for
I
you to
never said
say,
that. That's not what
that's
it
what you
said.
just that's what you just said.
No, it's not.
I think it's not. I think it's okay to want to have more white people around. Is that racist?
For more, yeah.
No, it's not. That's ignorant to say that. And what abortion has done is unallow more black people than ever. And the black community support it. And hey, listen, if they want to do the jobs for
What would
white
be wrong
supremacy
is for a
by
policy.
unaliving their own children, then go ahead. I don't care.
Okay. When you repeat something three times, it makes me feel like you don't want to have a conversation. You just want to express your feelings. If you want to express your feelings, go talk to a wall. If you want to have a conversation, speak to me.
It's not my feelings that black people have
Don't repeat
abortions at a
yourself
higher
then.
rate.
Can you stop repeating yourself like 10 times
So
and interrupting me in
I'm
doing
just
so?
trying to show you
No, no,
what
no.
that law
Okay.
was set up to do
Did you
did
believe that I
not
didn't?
help well, I guess it did help. I guess it did help though, didn't it?
Is all things considered in my comments? Anyway. Okay. You can unmute now. We just had to take a little, you know. Guys, I think I would be a great kindergartner teacher.
I agree, you would.
Thank you. Now I need you to act like an adult. Oh! Guys, it was flagged for hate speech and hateful behaviors. As we all know. Okay. I actually don't. I hate children. Dirty, grubby, little gross things. Anyway. They're disgusting. They disgust me. Okay. Have we got more people in the guest? No, we have no more people in the guest request. Basically, this live was flagged for hate speech. And so what we're going to do is restart the live. Right? We're going to restart the live. So I'm going to close it, and all of you little cute little people are going to go and come on in like 2 seconds and like it up. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Can we get some yeses in the chat? Some slays in the chat? Also, I am live on YouTube, so if you want to follow me there, do. All right. Slay Queens. Bye. I'll be back in like literally 2 seconds.